Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Darius Violet. I'm a sophomore business accounting major from Brooklyn, New York. And I played football my high school year. My senior year, I played 10th grade JV. And also, my sister goes to VSU, so that was one of the reasons I did go. And VSU wasn't my first choice, but I felt like it was closer as family-wise, and it was closer to home as well, because if it wasn't VSU, I was gonna go to Morehouse. So I'm glad I picked VSU because it did give me a lot of opportunities. I'm the Virginia State football manager, so that was one of the blessings that I was granted. And if anyone is interested, people could do that as well. I would also recommend that because why not? I mean, if you like football, you like sports, and also with me, I want to be in the sports world. So I feel like doing that as a job, it wasn't even a job, as a hobby for me, because I like it. Well, I love it actually as a hobby. I feel like it wasn't too much of my day, and all the tasks, I felt like it gave way through. And I built a lot of bonds through this football team as well. Like I still talk to them a couple of days, interact with them and off the football field. I see them around, they speak to me, they don't do nothing weird. So yeah, but I did come a long way. I wasn't gonna go to Virginia State at first. I was gonna go to Morehouse, but my sister goes here, so I felt like going here will help everything with my mom and my sister and stuff like that. And just being able to be around and walk around and might bump into my sister, I felt like that was pretty cool for a college experience at least. So yeah, I went to school for Brooklyn Collegiate. I had a good GPA, and Virginia State did also give me a scholarship. So yeah, that's also another reason why I came, because they did give me some money to go here, the presidential scholarship, and I'm also in the honors college. And from professional enhancement, people used to come in and we never really had work, but it was more so the work was making sure you picked something up from somebody from that day or learned something. So for me, when the NBA came, I loved it because, like I said, I love sports. I love anything. I want to be into the sports world. I want to be a sports agent. So I feel like having them come, and when they spoke, I felt like I was just getting one step closer to my destination, you know, like I wanted to be there. Came, I was asking them like if there's any internships and stuff like that from where I'm from. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, as I said before, and I just wanted to see like whether I can get in touch with like anybody, to be honest, just any team, prefer like G League, anything, to be honest. I just want to be around sports and stuff, and being that I want to be a sports agent, I feel like it was only proper to even just see if I could step foot in the world, because that's also what I was told in the class. That's what I learned. One of the things I learned was trying to just get your foot in the door and ask, because closed mouths don't get fed. So you have to ask and try to get out there and get your name around. So that's exactly what I was doing. LinkedIn's, emails, references, internships. I was asking for the Brooklyn Nets, the New York Knicks, seeing if there's any summer programs for me, anything like that could just help me get to where I wanted to be in life. And another person that was one of my top three was, her name was Shanice Powell. She was an assistant store director from Saks Off Fifth. And I really put her there because when she came and spoke, I was just like, I shopped there, so that was also one of the reasons I really put her there, because she was actually a nice lady, and when she was talking, she'd give me a lot of tips on my elevator speech, and she was one of the people who told me to practice and have little mirror interactions with stuff like that, and with my friends, little mock interactions that help my elevator speech become more human. It sounds more human interaction and not like robotic, because sometimes things may not go the way you want to, but that's the one thing she said, you gotta just keep practicing and practicing so you get your lines, not lines, but get your, like what you wanna get out there quick, because you only got 30 to 45 seconds. So you gotta get as much information out as possible. And usually when I had my elevator speech before her, it used to like mess up and stuff like that. So she was just telling me just relax and just take what I wanted to take down and just get all the information out, but just make sure that the interaction that I was having was more human and more around cater to what I wanted to be. The next person that was from my top three, like people from that claim from professional enhancement, COBU 111, was Cameron Lehner, and she was a social media manager at Sports Backers. And once again, dealing with sports, I'm trying to get my foot in the door, trying to get an internship, some that just gets me around like the sports world and any sport. It doesn't even matter. So when she came and spoke, she used to talk about how she used to deal with a lot of sports athletes. She knew a lot of sports athletes. She interacted with a lot of baseball teams and stuff like that. And she was dealing with the social media for the team. So I took it upon myself to speak to her after class to figure out whether I can just get somewhere around or get an internship once again, or just even email her and speak to her about how she got there. Because that's also what I asked her when I met her, is how did she get to where she wanted to be, which was doing what she does now as social media manager. And she was giving me little tips and tricks, and she was basically telling me how sometimes like in life, the route you want when you were in college and high school is like not the route you're gonna take. And that's actually what happened with her. She didn't want to do that. She was on the totally opposite side of what she wanted to do, but she loves what she does. And I see she loves what she does by just the way she talks about it and how enthusiastic she was. She loved showing her pictures and stuff like that. And she also gave us the social media, and I looked at it while we were there because she told us to. So I was looking, and she did interact with a lot of baseball teams and stuff like that. And that's also what I want to do. I want to be around sports, and that's where she at in life. But her path is a little different because she involves social media, but she's still in the sports world, and she's where I want to be. So I had nothing but to just look up to what she was doing and just try to take my tips and tricks. And she was just telling me how you got to just get your foot in the door. Just as everybody else said, all of them, NBA, Shanice, Cameron Leonard, and the NBA, all of them told me just keep going and try to get your foot in the door, because that's how it works in every business world. Just getting your foot in the door is the hardest part, and meeting people, you got to just start networking and getting your references around, because that's the way you get around. You have to know people, and people who know people, they get around the most, and that's who get the internships and stuff like that. And that's what I want to do. You got to apply yourself. So that's one of the things they were saying as well. You got to apply yourself, because you're not going to just get handed these things or these internships and stuff like that. These little opportunities, you actually have to go out and seek it. So that's one thing I have to do as well, that I have to do this summer or spring and fall and stuff like that when I get older. I have to start applying myself to these jobs, because it's not gonna just be handed at my front door or nothing like that. It's gonna have to work for it. Before, and I know I said it plenty of times, but I want to be a sports agent, and I chose to want to be that because people actually but advised me to do that, because they seen how much I love sports. As I said before, I played football in my senior year. I played basketball basically my whole life. I also played on a 10th grade JV team, but just playing with my friends and being around sports, I always loved it. I love college football, so that's also why I was the VSU football manager. So that's why I wanted to do that. And being a sports agent, I knew like I'm good at math and I'm good at social interacting. I love sports, and also like they make good money, and I like money. So, and one of the people, my favorite player is LeBron James, by the way, and his manager Rich Paul is one of the people that like inspired me to do that. And that's who was also I was told about from my high school coach. He told me to look into him and how he's doing, because he's also a sports agent and he's doing very well for himself. He's also a black man just like me. And I figured like I could do the same thing as him, because he's around sports. He loves sports. He's cool with a lot of sports people. He's been around sports his whole life. He also is probably very good at math, because he reads the checks and reads all the paperwork and stuff like that. But he also has to socially interact with everybody. He has to interact with these people, interact with the coaches, the players, everything, the head. They're trying to get people paid. And I feel like I could do that as well, because I like math. I'm good at math. I've been good at math my whole life. That's pretty much my strong suit in learning, for me at least. I feel like I've never really had a problem. And social interacting, that's never also been a problem. I love speaking to people, especially when it involves what I like doing. I like sports, so I could always talk about sports. It's not that hard. And just helping somebody get to where they want to be just like me, we can help each other. So I feel like I could do that, and they can help me help them. So yeah, just combining all three skills, the sports, the liking money, the math, all that combines, and that's what I was told. They told me to get my MBA and just try to keep going with the sports stuff, and I figured sports agent would be the best bet. So yeah, that's what I want to be, and that's why.